we know you from the coffee shop.
Yep.
Customer of ours, and you're one of these guys that I love it when you come in, because you're always doing something super interesting, or you've got a funny story to tell, or something like that. And your day job is visual effects designer, artist, editor.
Visual effects for commercials.
And you helped us out on a couple of our little films, our Halloween ones, and a Christmas one. You're also in a band. You're a bit of a low-key hipster photographer as well, I'd say. Like you take some, and and more recently, you've kind of started this. Or I don't know if it's a recent thing. The Mosquito Smoke, synth-inspired electronica instrumentals. So tell us a bit about that.
I've been playing keyboards since I was about 16. When I left school, I kind of got into like the Pet Shop Boys back then, and Jean-Michel Jarre, and I was into synths and stuff. And then I kind of got into the Doors and was in more sort of bands like that, and then one of the first bands I was in years ago, when we sort of got back together for a little reunion, and the music was more synthy, I guess. So I sort of upgraded my synths a little bit, and sort of found a new love, I guess, for playing keyboards. But like anyone, you don't have any time, do you? You've got kids and stuff like that. So I started, I don't know if you might know, but on Instagram, sometimes I just set up a couple of quick loops, and I just do like 10-minute little jams. I just put them on and do a little jam. And I kind of made a couple of sort of friends via Instagram, say friends, but like, there's a couple of guys in America, and they did the sort of same thing. They're into their synths and do all these little bits and bobs. And I kind of enjoyed it, really. But I noticed they were putting stuff on SoundCloud, and they were finishing stuff off. And I never really finished anything. I just do a little dum, 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 dum. So obviously, being in lockdown, I was like, do you know what? I'm actually going to write a song and finish it. And then and on the same note, my wife's cousin is like an audio mixer, and he tours with bands and stuff. So we had a little chat, and he was like, well, if you write something, send it to me, I'll mix it for you. I've got nothing else to do. So I was like, this is brilliant. So I don't have to worry about mixing it. So I was writing them, and then just like literally I wrote 5 songs, or tracks, whatever. And I just sent them, every other day. I go, I've got another one. So I did that EP thing, probably about 7 or 8 days. I've not been able to write anything since. I've sort of the follow-up records proving difficult. And the whole Mosquito Smoke thing was like, well, I've got to put it on SoundCloud, and I didn't want to put my name on there because I thought it's not really cool. And the Mosquito Smoke thing just came from I was looking through some old I've sort of write, I wouldn't say poetry, but I've little noodles, I guess. And I'd written a little line about my granddad, and he used to. Do you remember those green curl things you used to get on holiday? You burnt.
That's what I was thinking of when I saw Mosquito Smoke. That's what I thought. I was like, what? Why has he named it this? That terrible smelling.
But they were just memories I had of my granddad on holiday. I used to get a little saucer out, put it on there, burn it, and and it just came to mind, and it was just like, oh, that's. I've finished another song. I'll call that Mosquito Smoke. And then I Googled it. Well, I looked at Spotify, and I noticed that there was no one, obviously, called Mosquito Smoke, as you'd probably guess. And so I thought, yeah, cool. There we go.
So, Steve, a while ago, I remember you were making your own music video, and it involved your son getting dressed up as an astronaut, and you had his elaborate plans of building a spaceship in your loft.
But this went on for almost a year. Every day you'd come in, we'd be like, "Have you built the spaceship yet?"
Yeah.
But the final video that was released last summer.
I think it was. Yeah.
How was?
I've got the. You should say that. Got his helmet.
Lovely.
And
where was that? Go on. Sorry, go on.
And the spaceship was made up of my synthesizers, which I just, I sort of videoed in closely and flicking all the little switches and stuff. So the spaceship was actually shot in here.
So you never built the spaceship in your loft in the end?
It's film trickery. It's not a real spaceship. It looked quite cool.
It did. The final thing looks really good.
Flashing lights and stuff, yeah.
Put your helmet on, keep your visors down. We are leaving for space with supersonic sound. Now my aim is high, I live in fantasy.
Where did you film that? The beach scene, was that Camber Sands?
Yeah. That was the first bit I shot.
And how was that filming your? How old was your son then?
7.
How was it trying to film him?
Terrible. It was. I bought the outfit, and I had this massive idea. I didn't realise it was so far to get to, so I sort of mixed it up as like a day trip for the family, and we'd shoot this video. So for me, I was going to shoot a video. For them, it was a day trip. So we had like fish and chips by the sea and everything. And I'm like, right, come on, we can start filming. And I'm like, it's no interest. So I was like, please, please. So it's funny because I had all these elaborate ideas, and all I really got him to do, I don't know if you've seen the video, but he'd sort of run into the beach. So he wouldn't put the helmet on. So I had to beg him to put the helmet on. That went on for about 2 minutes. So I got a couple of takes of him walking about with that on. And then he got self-conscious because I think kids were looking at him whilst he dressed up as a spaceman. And he got a bit embarrassed about it. And then he wouldn't wear the helmet, so he just ran. I said, would you run to the sea? And I had the camera on the Steadicam. And it's funny because a lot of people go, oh, it looks amazing. But it was literally, it was like, all right then. So he starts running, and I start chasing after him with this camera and having an asthma attack. So if you actually hear the rush, I'm like, and my wife's screaming, going, don't let him run in the sea. Don't let him run in the sea. But it's the best bit of the video.
I really liked it. I thought it worked. It works really well. The final thing, and I just thought, if I tried to do that with my kids,
no.
it just would not have worked.
Well, all the ideas I had were scrapped. Basically, it was just like it would only do certain things. You know what I mean? So when I actually put the video together, it was like, well, basically the end of it, the last bits that I got him to do. I was like, will you please just put this outfit on again? He was like, I'm not going to do it. I said, I'll buy you a PlayStation 4.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Is that where you blew the budget on that then?
Yeah. Good parenting. Solid. I did that seriously, secretly won a PlayStation 4 because we only had a 3. So everyone was a winner. But I was like, come on, please. So we shot the bits in the loft and a couple of bits which shot my house. And then about 2 hours later, he frog marched me to game to buy him a PlayStation 4.
Good lad.
Are you planning on making any other films for the new Mosquito Smoke?
I don't know, actually. I don't want to be in it, obviously.
But it's got that cool kind of what was the one? Swan something?
Wild Swans.
Wild Swan. It's got that kind of retro, funky. It's just like such a good tune. I love it. Honestly, even the Instagram videos you post up, I love listening to them. They're just.
Well, cheers, mate. It's funny that Wild Swans one. Whenever I think about it, because I was like, same thing. I thought, that's quite funky because I did the first one and that was window boxes. I was like, oh yeah, people stuck in their houses. They're all silly names. And then Wild Swans, I think I had some sort of poem and it's Wild Swans. And whenever I think of it, it's my favourite song out of the 5. And when I posted it, I played it to my friend and he went, have you ever seen a swan that's not wild? That was the response I got. Have you ever seen a pet swan? I was like, no.
Well, don't they all belong to the Queen?
I guess so.
So
they're all the Queen's pets.
Yeah. So that was the one sort of comment I got really of positivity. I was like, did you like the song? Well, it's a rubbish name, you know. Oh. No, I might do a video. I might do, I'd have to do something quite, I guess, not say arty, but like. I did have an idea. Funny enough, you're talking about videos for doing. Is it? I might get this wrong. Is it Anthony Gormley? Where he's got all the guys just, you know, the bronze. I don't know what they're made out of. They got them in Liverpool and stuff. And I thought about, because I think, well, I'm in lockdown. There is no one around. Because I did one of my kids' birthdays on Instagram. I just got them all, you know, a static camera, and I sort of made it look like there was loads of them at this party. And I thought maybe I could just have me looking out, just the loads of me facing the other way. All these Anthony Gormleys stuck in Enfield. So if we're going for not put me in a video, I'll have about 200 of me in a video. I don't know. I'm still trying to work on the second record. But
when are they going to be released? I mean, are you hoping to do them during this lockdown period, or is it like a long haul project?
No, I've got to do it quick, otherwise I'll just lose the
run out of steam.
And plus, my sound engineer might go back to his day job, so I'll have no one to mix them. But I've got an idea. I started on a new track the other day, and that's a bit promising. Yeah, no, I just enjoy doing it. You know, it's just the kids do the self learning. I do my bit of work during the day, and then once a week or a couple of nights a week, I'll just come in the room, turn the synths on, and just play, jam around, and it's nice to sort of make up this sort of project, because it kind of it's like there's an end goal. Do you know what I mean? Even though, you know, and I sort of did it because just a couple of my mates always said, why don't you finish these songs off, or just finish something off? You know, it's not to make money, or I'm not going to become famous or anything, but it's just to I just enjoyed it. I used to, when I was 16 till I was about 20, that's what I used to do, just sit in my room, just write music on synthesizers. So now I've got a chance to do it again. That's sort of what I'm doing, really.
And what about the band? What's happening with the band?
Well, fun enough, we were meant to play a gig last Saturday. What's that? Yeah, 16th. Saturday's gone. So obviously that was all cancelled. But we're trying to remote write stuff, but they're not as I don't really know what the word is, but we've been trying to do it for about 4 months. And it's just like, I just send a file on this. I figure out how to send a file on this computer. I was like, I just need this audio file. I just need a bit of guitar. 2 hours later, just hit send. Oh, I'm not doing it. I'll do it tomorrow. So the band is still together, but but nothing's really happening, because our percussionist, he's in a sign band. I don't know if I've bored it with you before, but he's the lead singer in a band called Dirty Vegas. So they've just released another song and stuff, and he's also a touring member of Squeeze. I don't know if you remember them. So he was, I think, I spoke to him yesterday, actually. We had a sort of Zoom meeting, just to catch up with the band. And 3 months ago, he was playing with Squeeze at Madison, and they were supporting Hall & Oates at Madison Square Gardens. And he said now he's in his spare room at his mum's old house, just sort of seeing out the day, really. But his whole year's been wiped out. They're meant to be touring the whole of the States. Obviously, that's his job. Obviously, he's a professional musician, but so he's pretty gutted. But,
what are you doing with that? Because you've got 2 boys as well.
Yeah,
and obviously they've been homeschooled. How's that working out?
Brilliant. No, the homeschooling's terrible. But they've been at home. Sorry, I was making it sound like it was perfect. Now
So I was like, what are you doing? What's the secret?
That part of it's terrible. They quite enjoy it. I mean, what do we do? I mean, the weather's been good, isn't it? Apart from last week.
I think we've been lucky in that respect. In terms of the weather being good. Yeah, it's kind of takes the edge off.
I found it's gone really. I've kept myself. I've been doing the music. That sort of. That's been keeping me busy. Doing work, obviously, and then I started getting into I suppose I've become a child again. I'm like, I'll be on the computer with the kids. We do like 4 hours of PlayStation. Then I started buying Airfix models. And then I come into my spare room and do the synths, and then the wife is just like, I never see you all day. I'm busy. I've got things going on. So that's quite enjoyable. Yeah, just create stuff. You talk about photography or whatever, it's the same for all of us. I think we just all like being creative. It's not about, I'm not looking to be a professional. I'm not looking to become a professional musician. I just like write music. I like photographs. I don't know, anything. As long as you're creating something, that's just the way I am. I just like making silly little. Start doing a bit of stop frame animation. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just you're sort of creating something, aren't you? Just enjoying it.
Are you documenting any of this period, like with your kids or just yourself?
No,
obviously with the music. No.
Yeah. No, I thought about it earlier on. About doing something, and then I sort of. It's like it's all great ideas, isn't it? There's a million great ideas, and certain people actually do something with them, And so I'm kind of glad with this whole mosquito smoke thing was that I had the idea. I did the first track. I was like, this is really cool. Maybe I was like, well, I could put it on SoundCloud. I can't just put one. Maybe I should do an EP. Maybe I'll do like 4 or 5 tracks. So then that gave me a goal, like to write 5 songs. So then I got the next one, and then I was like, okay, that sounds a bit like that. And then, and I was literally getting up in the morning. I'd write one, go to bed. I'd write, So I did the 5, and then what was also good about it is I'd kind of go for a run and then listen to them, because what I usually used to do, I'd write them and then send them off and go, you're so excited about it all, and then you listen to it in the cold light of day, you're like, oh, it's terrible. So I've sort of learned to arrange stuff a little bit better, and but it's even like the first track, the Winterbox Pot one, if you've heard it, it's like 12 minutes. I don't. It's just so long, the whole song, and not a lot goes on really. But so I learned from that one, because I started condensing them down. They come shorter. Everyone I wrote subsequently came a little bit shorter. So I've got that done, and then I've been looking into sort of getting it put onto Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. So I'll keep you posted on that. And then I've just started working on the second one. And my idea for the second one is to hopefully get some sort of lyrics, like vocalists in or something like that.
I think that's something that's kind of, we've been talking about on a couple of the other podcasts as well. We've been talking about like trying to keep yourself trying to keep yourself entertained. Yeah. And trying to like not think too far ahead in the future, like set yourself little goals. And that sounds like exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well. Like just setting yourself little goals, and it's like, just, once that goal's done, try and look for another little thing that you can keep working on.
Yeah. Do you know what's been great about this lockdown? And a lot of people have said to me, do you miss the pubs and whatever? And I'm not really. I don't miss a pub. I miss being with people,
You miss the coffee shop though, right?
I do miss the coffee. Yeah, but it's the same thing. But this is what I'm trying to say. It's the same thing. What I miss the coffee shop for, obviously not the coffee. It's the...
What are you trying to say, Steve?
I'm joking. No, but it's great coffee. But what I'm saying is, that's a given. What I'm saying is, it's you go in there, I see Jade, and that's how I met Jade, what's great about the coffee shop, it brings people together. You go in there, you say hello to people you don't even know, and they have a little random chat, and then they go off, and then so it's like a little community sort of thing, and it's the same thing what's happened with lockdown. We all come out in our street for the 8 o'clock clapping, and then everyone sort of hovers about a little bit because they've all been stuck in their house for a week, and start talking, which we never do. Usually it's just a morning, so that's been great. And then we had the VE day, and then it was funny because us and our neighbours sort of brought our tables out a little bit later in the evening, and it was almost like the rest of the neighbours were peeking out, seeing if anyone was about, and we all ended up on the street having a few drinks. It was brilliant, and found out the neighbour opposite is a DJ and someone else does something else, and it's all like, really? Because you sort of see someone and you think, you just make conclusions, don't you?
Yeah. That's the whole thing with the coffee shop.
It's been brilliant.
And kind of like this podcast was the people that we'd meet, and we're just like, oh my God, we need to talk to that person or this person. So yeah. And the other thing I think about this whole lockdown thing is people are just showing a bit more kindness to each other, like helping your neighbours out and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, a few positives. And the lady we had on the last episode, Katrina, she does these doorstep portraits, and she gets people's stories and things like that. And she was saying the same thing, like everyone's really positive about the situation and stuff like that.
It's kind of brought back a community spirit, isn't it? You know, I'm not
For
saying
sure.
it wasn't there, but I think people go about their business, and that's kind of the way life is. But what I'll miss the most, and that's what I was going to get back to, is things like this. You know, I know it's awful, but I speak to my mum on the phone. She hates doing FaceTime or anything like that. But this has kind of driven her, and so, you know, so once a week I'll be speaking to, we do guys from Soho, a load of guys who work in Soho. Some of them I don't know, but every Wednesday we do like 6 o'clock. It's like a virtual pub. So if someone picks a pub from Soho, and you know, you can pick your background, and so, you know,
Nice.
that's great. You speak to a load of random people that you don't normally speak, but in the industry. So that's quite fun. We're doing quiz nights. I guess everyone else is doing. So I guess when you've got kids anyway, and you're at home, I suppose if I was 18, I'd be miserable and gagging to go out. Because I don't know, Friday night you come home and you don't go out. So all of a sudden it's like we're going out on a Friday. We've got a quiz on Zoom. You know what I mean?
It is.
But that's what I'm going to miss the most, because like soon, you know, when it goes back to normal, what normal will be, then all of a sudden people are like, are we going to do a Zoom quiz on Friday? No, well, we're not about this week. And it'll just all peter out, and that'll be the end of it. You know, I'll be like, I've got another EP. All right. Yeah, send me the link. Yeah, it's not more Wild Swans, is it? You know what I mean? So, and the only thing I'll be looking forward to from lockdown, in a music sense, is that if I have to watch Rita Ora or anyone else like sing another song from their and what I don't understand, they're in lockdown. They've got about 10 camera angles. What's going on here? I mean, and Elton John, Jesus, sorry, that was terrible, wasn't it? I mean, I nearly threw my EP in the bin. I know I was going to quickly go back to when you said, and I've totally realised that I'd missed the boat about, you know, documenting lockdown. I was going to do what they do on the Garden Wall, you know, in prison, where you do
I wish you'd done that.
I know, but I can't, that'd be my Instagram picture every day. It's a new one
on your stories.
Yeah, can't really fake it now, though, can I? I mean, I shaved all my hair off. That was about it.
Yeah, did you do it, or was it the wife?
Bad. Well, it was a mixture. It was basically. I know this has nothing to do about my side project of music, but about a week in, yeah, it was quite long for me, and I got the beard trimmer out, and I spent about 4 hours trying to shave my head. And then I kind of looked a bit like I'd escaped from prison or something, because the battery ran out on the on the shaver. My kids were just like, "What?" My 8-year-old was in shock when he saw me come out the bathroom.
Yeah, you're up next, son.
Yeah. And then the day after, I'm not saying because I did it, but I saw David Beckham had done it. You know, so I'm like, oh, honestly.
Oh, you're a trendsetter.
You know, I better get this album out before he starts learning to play the synthesizer. Yeah, I'll write you a jingle if you want.
That would be cool. It was literally 2 weeks ago. I was saying to Jade, we should use some kind of synthesizer for this. Yeah.
No, but you have
weird,
to do. You have to
I can't
do
do the impression. You know, like Cher-esque synthesizers.
Auto-tune.
Yeah, but whatever that is.
I believe in love after love.
But it goes, you know, kind of weird.
Yeah. That's when it all started, though, wasn't it? All that sort of vocoding and all the.
Exactly.
Basically, every song started sounding like a robot.
But I thought it'd be cool to have like the Pour Over podcast in that kind of
1990s Cher style. Can I just ask who's going to be wearing the chaps?
It's definitely James.
Oh, I pulled it up. Yeah, I just so happened to have. I wore my fancy dress.
He's actually already wearing them.
Yeah, I wore my fancy dress party circa 1990. I try to run. That's my new thing.
How are you doing? Are you doing like couch to
like this?
K or? And for anyone listening to the podcast, that was
it propels me forward.
No, are you using an app or because people have been a lot of people I've spoken to have done like Couch to 5K.
Yeah, no, I've got an Adidas app, like Adidas app. I've just been trying to. Something enough, you know, they did the 5K NHS thing. It's been going on, so I was nominated for that, but I can't run 5K at the moment. So my mate's like, you only have to do 5K, you don't have to run the whole, as long as you complete 5K.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, I'd like to be able to run it before exactly. So, So
I did a mile. I did a mile in my garden. I literally ran around my garden just to see what it looks like on Strava, and it was just a mess, the map. But it was so boring.
It's not that accurate as well, especially in that kind of space.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I started just doing like a loop, and then I just started like zigzagging, and
Was that when you look at
but Steve doesn't know that you've got acres of like land behind your house, right?
My manor house here.
Is that when you're running around looking at the? That's a spaceship. On your Strava, does it say hello? Ground control to Major Tom. Stanton's, we deliver. Well, my good friend of mine, he did on the marathon day. He runs everywhere. He does loads of running. He did a marathon up and down his street. I mean, he does it in like 3 hours or something. He's mental, but it was really good though. But it's the same thing, you know. We're talking about getting people together. He had the idea for it, and then he sort of put it through people's doors. A lot of people he hadn't spoken to, a lot of his neighbours he hadn't spoken to before. And he said if anyone said it wasn't a good idea, we wouldn't have done it. But everyone was quite positive about it. And then they filmed it, and the last, say, 2 miles, the whole street were all coming. You know, obviously they were social distancing, but all cheering him on and everything. It was brilliant. It was amazing, you know. And I think it brought everyone together.
When we were doing the clapping last Thursday, and this guy was running down our road. It was just so ridiculous. He was like looking at everyone, and
I did that a lot. The same there last Thursday. I jumped on my bike and I just didn't remember. And as I was riding, people are like proper, like, you know, clapping. And I'm like, this must be what it's like to be on a Tour de France.
Do you know what? You've just given me a brilliant. What I should do is hire in lockdown, a flatbed, whatever you call it, truck. Put my Simps on it. 8 o'clock on a Thursday, just drive down, playing, and it just looked like the whole of Enfield are just cheering me on.
Please do that, please.
That'll be my promo. High fiving. That's it. That's social. Virtually high fiving. How did you get all those people in your video clapping? Yeah.
They just love me.
There's this YouTube phenomenon who got thousands of people to line the streets. I have to pick a different street every Thursday. So cost me about $2,000 in. I wonder if they'll do me a rate.
It'd be worth it.
If I block book it, they might do me a rate.
It's a minute. It's like 2 minutes every Thursday.
And on that note, I think we're going to wrap this one up. Where can people find your music?
It is at present it's on SoundCloud, but hopefully in the next week or so, because there's this app called Lander, which I found, LAN. Anyway, it's like an online thing where they can master it for you, and they can also distribute it for you. So I've sent it off to be distributed. Only because it's just, you know, that cool thing. Oh, I've got something on Spotify. So that's in the process. So hopefully, I think that takes a couple of weeks. So hopefully in a couple of weeks it'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, all those sort of things. But at present it's on SoundCloud.
And your band and the videos you make, where can people find those?
That's the Late Night Versions, and we are on Spotify and Apple Music. And there is also a Late Night Versions YouTube channel. And that's the only video on there. It's the only one we've done.
All right,
guys. Well, hopefully I'll see you all in person.
Yeah.
So when it comes to ordering coffee, do I need a coffee machine?
You need some kind of coffee brewing device. So French press, mocha pots.
Cafetiere. Right. That is a French press, isn't it?
French press, yeah. Cafetiere. Have you got any of those things?
I've got a kettle.
And no hair.
I can buy one if you just. I've seen some videos show me how to do it. It's the little silver thing.
Yeah. There are a couple of different ways. We've got a link on our website actually to all those items. I'll send it to you.
All right, cool.
Nice one. Well, we normally do this on a Sunday in the coffee shop. So when this is all over, we'll do a catch up one and see how.
One of my best days of going to work when I was going. Obviously, I'm still going to work, but not virtually. In reality, I'm not missing getting on the train. Was when I walked past the coffee shop. In sort of acts of kindness, and I'm sure you remember it. I walked past coffee. I was like, I've got to rush. I've got to get a train. And there I was on the platform. You come running over the bridge with a cup of coffee. I was just like, this is the best day ever. And he was like, there you go, mate. I couldn't let you go to work without a cup of coffee. And I was just like, that's amazing.
The extra mile.
Obviously, didn't let me get used to it. It only happened once.
The next day.
I was on that platform for 3 weeks. Never happened again.
I know. It's like, Colin, why is he just waving? Yeah.
We wait like this. You watch. He'll come running. It's not. Too busy looking at spaceships again.
I'll send you that link to the space station. You'll want to see that. You'll watch it, honestly. You guys.
We're all going to come out of these little spare rooms, see our wives and partners, and be like, what are you laughing at? I've got to go and look at this link of a spaceship. What do you guys do in that room? Honestly, it's really interesting.
Right, I'm going.
Ground control to Major
Tom. Hello, Stanton.
This is the thumbnail.
That was me, really. It wasn't the spaceship. So, all right, guys.
All right. Take it easy.
See you, man.
See you later, man.
See you later.
That was episode 3 of the Pop-In Sessions. Follow us on Instagram at Pour Over Podcast. Follow me at Black J Films. James is at James Stanton Did It. And Colin is in the very catchy at Colin_Stanton82. See you on the next one.